The China Report for Wednesday, March 6, 2013. U.S. and China agree on North Korea's sanctions. The United States and China reached a deal that significantly expands UN sanctions on North Korea for its third nuclear test, eliciting a renewed threat by Pyongyang on Tuesday to scrap an armistice that ended the 1950s Korean War. North Korea also said it would sever a military hotline with the United States if South Korea and Washington pressed on with two-month-long war games. China is North Korea's closest ally and has a history of resisting tough sanctions on its neighbor. The Chinese envoy made clear that Beijing was displeased by North Korea's February 12 nuclear test, its third since 2006, though he cautioned against responding too harshly. China pledges to tackle pollution. Key emphasis on environmental and health issues comes as China's leaders confront growing anger over choking pollution, contaminated food, and water that is unsafe to drink. The statistics are staggering. China now burns 3.8 billion tons of coal each year, nearly as much as the rest of the world combined. China's CO2 emissions rose by 720 million tons in 2011, a 9.3% increase. Pollution and dust generated in China has been found settling in places as far away as California. But will new pollution controls hurt production? Do carbon controls work? China's richest man says capital markets suck. China's richest man has a strong statement for those looking to invest, saying the capital markets suck in China. Zhang Qingho climbed his way to the top of the list of China's wealthiest by amassing a fortune of $12.6 billion through his privately listed beverage empire Wahaha Group. On Tuesday, he made clear he didn't gain his wealth through the country's stock market. When the ordinary people invest in it, the market should reward them with some benefits. But it does not, Mr. Zhang said on the sidelines of China's annual parliamentary session, taking aim at speculators he says ruin the stock market for others. The speculation has totally cheated ordinary investors of any benefits. Which is exactly why ordinary people are buying gold and silver. Ching. China's sex capital tries to clean up its act. Dongguan, a city in South China's Guangdong province known as China's sex capital among Taiwanese businessmen, has tried to clean up its negative image through a series of television commercials by the Discovery Channel. The first 15-second TV commercial has been played in some Chinese TV programs in public venues such as railway stations and cinemas, but a cynical public says the move cannot prevent people from knowing what really happens in Dongguan when they visit. The TV commercial has been broadcast since last September. Online it drew 30,000 views on the Dongguan government's Weibo microblog, known as China's Twitter. Imagine that, propaganda that actually addresses real social issues. China's Wen leaves power. For the last decade, Premier Wen Jiabao has been a constant presence in every Chinese home as state broadcasters beamed images of him treading the global stage, comforting disaster victims and bringing steamed dumplings to impoverished coal miners. But on Tuesday, this most polarizing of Chinese politicians literally bowed out from public life after delivering his 10th and final annual State of the Union address and announcing an economic growth target this year of 7.5%. As he delivered the customary annual government work report to the opening session of China's ceremonial parliament, Mr. Wen warned that, in contrast to most of his time in office, this year's growth target of 7.5% was a goal we will have to work hard to attain. He also acknowledged a growing conflict between downward pressure on economic growth and excess production capacity. That's the China Report for today. Zaijian.